नमस्ते गुरुजी, जय गुरुजी महाराज। मल्टीलिंगुअल सेवादार टीम की तरफ से आप सबका स्वागत है संगत जी। जय गुरुजी महाराज। Amongst us we have JASPAL ALAG uncle who will continue the reading session of the book Reminiscing Guruji. Welcome to you JASPAL uncle. Jai Guruji Maharaj.
Guruji, Aunty.
JASPAL uncle ji, please unmute yourself.
Jai Guruji, Aunty. Jai Guruji, Aunty, and thank you very much, Shukrana Guruji ka, for giving me this opportunity once again. I will request one who is reading the book, and I will endeavor to put across my viewpoints during the reading of the book. Aunty.
Jai Guruji uncle. NAMRATA MARWAHA aunty is reading the book. So please, Uncle ji, please initiate the session. Jai Guruji Maharaj.
Ji. Jai Guruji, Aunty ji, welcome to you for this seva. And thank you very much. You could start with this last chapter, car accident. And I'll put across, after you have read a couple of lines, my views, what I had written, what I meant by that. Jai Guruji, Aunty, you could commence, please. Aunty, we can't hear you.
Namrata aunty ji, please unmute yourself.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, aunty, you're audible.
I would like to do Shukrana to everyone, to Guru Maharaj, multilingual team, and to you, Alag uncle. It's a very big opportunity for me to come on this platform and read your book, which is like, you know, we all have little stories and experiences with Guruji. And this clearly one can relate to it. And the chapter that has been given to me today to read is car accident. And I will share my satsangs, how Guruji saved not only me, but even my daughter from a car accident. So Shukrana Guruji, I surrender at his feet and I will start the reading. I can only humbly request the Sangat ji and Jaspal uncle ji, if there's a little internet issue going on, the wires have been cut. So if there is a disconnectivity of anything, please forgive me. I will try my best to complete my chapter, as today is a testing time where my laptop crashed just 5 minutes before the session to start. The laptop just gave away, went blank. The internet wires, due to some construction going on, the internet wire also got disrupted. So there's no wire, no laptop. I am doing the reading on my phone. So please forgive me if there are any mistakes that take place. I will try to do my best. I will start the reading with your permission, Guruji. I surrender at your feet. And the chapter today given to me is car accident. So I start now. One evening, I went to Guruji's Darbar and had my langar there. After taking Guruji's permission, I returned home and was preparing to go to bed. After changing into my night dress, I experienced an unmistakable fragrance of roses in my room. I smelt my shirt that was freshly washed. The fragrance was unmistakable. Unmindful of anything, I went to sleep. Jaspal uncle, we have only heard about this fragrance through satsangs, through, Sangha talking about it. Please, can you elaborate on this, please? It will be an honor for us to to learn more about the fragrance that you experienced.
Yes, Jai Guruji, Auntie, I'll surely, there are so many room fresheners available. When you spray them, it could be jasmine, it could be roses, or any other flower. Now, so we all understand, or when we go to bunch of roses close by, which give a lot of fragrance, those which give fragrance, then we get a particular kind of a smell or fragrance of the roses. Now, that is what is the signature of Guruji's presence or his blessing, which one has heard from empty number of devotees that they got fragrance, and we keep even today keep hearing about it. So this is a fragrance which is particularly that kind of fragrance. I never got it again. The whole room was filled with very, very strong roses fragrance, and it kept for quite some time until I hit the bed and got up in the morning. I'll just like to rewind a little. Guruji had given me, this is the last chapter, a handful of small sarups, which we generally, people used to put it in their shirt. And he had told me to put it in your car. So I had put it in my car, and sometime in August, September or so, my auntie visited America where my son had gone. And she put one of the sarup in his car also.
Wow.
So this is just to tell you the background of this, that subsequently when you read, you will see the accident took place. So it was perhaps a blessing of Guruji, implying that I have blessed. You're going to hear a terrible accident in the morning when you get up, but मैं तेरा कल्याण कर देता, तेरे 90% कष्ट ले लेंगे. So that is what I mean, Auntie.
Amazing. So beautifully explained. I wish even I could experience something like this. So I continue the reading with your permission and to sleep. Every morning, invariably, I used to call up my wife in America to get the latest update. It used to be around 7 a.m. in the morning in India, which to respond to about 6:30 p.m. The previous day in America. One such morning when I called her, she immediately told me that there had been a terrible accident there in America at a red light crossing. She further said that the car had been really smashed, totally smashed, and it had collided.
Auntie, you're unmuted. Please unmute yourself. You're again, yeah.
Auntie, you
did
got
not mute.
unmuted. Please
Sorry.
unmute yourself.
I did not mute my, sorry. I will read again, my fault.
Yes,
I did
yes.
not check that. Unmindfully of anything, I went to sleep. Every morning, invariably, I used to call up my wife in America to get the latest update. It used to be around 7 a.m. in the morning in India, which corresponded to about 6:30 p.m. the previous day in America. One such morning when I called her, she immediately told me that there had been a terrible accident there in America at a red light crossing. Uncle, when you heard this, what was your first thought or expression that happened? It's a very big thing that you are sitting in India and you're getting such a news on the phone from your wife.
You know, she kept on talking to me, but which you'll read further, she said, we are all right. So therefore, it was not so much of concern, but what she narrated subsequently was really amazing. You could
I'll
kindly
read that. I'll continue reading. And I hope I'm audible now because I've not muted
Ji,
myself.
ji,
She further
ji.
said that the car had been totally smashed and it had collided with a racing car coming from the opposite direction. Oh my God. And their car was dragged about 50 meters with the smoke coming from their tires due to the friction of the drag. It's unimaginable. They managed to come out of the car, all four of them, by the grace of Lord, by the grace of Guruji, were permanently safe and they were absolutely fine. She also mentioned that our grandson, who was seated in a baby seat in the rear, was thrown into my wife's lap arm when the car broke due to the impact of when the seat broke due to the impact of the accident. My wife said that she did not open her eyes for a few seconds, wondering if the child was all right. When she opened her eyes, she found the baby smiling. My daughter-in-law said that the door was just a few millimeters away from her leg, and with the impact, it could have severed her leg from her body. Oh my God. The cops immediately arrived there, and they did not believe that anybody could have survived unscratched in such an accident, and they repeatedly inquired if all was well. Jai Guruji. Shukrana Guruji. Uncle, what do you have to say to this? I'm getting goosebumps when I'm reading it. I'm really getting goosebumps just imagining.
See,
I would.
what I later on gathered was my son had, though had been driving in Dubai, but he had been for about 3-4 years in India. And you know how in India kind of a attitude you have when you see red light or green turning to yellow before it turns red, you try and jump it. That's what he did. From far he saw the light was green, and it was just turning. It just turned as he approached yellow. So he pressed the accelerator, hoping that, and he had to take a 90-degree turn to the right, hoping that he will cross that. There was a Corvette. Corvette are these Ford's companies, almost like racing cars. They're very low silhouette and drive very fast. That was coming at far, and he perhaps saw that it had almost turned green for him. So perhaps he must have also tried to speed it. And it almost hit. My son tells us now that even now he sort of gets shaken thinking of that particular moment. And so this was virtually a head-on collision with two cars, whatever speed, out here they drive very fast, almost 60 miles per hour. That is about 95 kilometers per hour is the normal speed. And so my son's car, it was a Toyota Corolla car. It dragged on the whole sheesh. My wife is sitting here only listening to. She was sitting at the back of the seat my son was driving. It's a left-hand drive here. My daughter was sitting in the right in front. Grandson was on the right at the back in the child seat. Here till about, I think, certain age, children have to be seated and put belt into his bucket seats. And my auntie was sitting on the left. So with that impact was so heavy that the seat broke. And the child was in my auntie's hands in their godi mein gir pada. The car was totally smashed. All the glasses were shattered. And, it didn't roll over. But there was smoke, and what my wife said that in one odd wheel, there was a small fire also, with that friction. And out here, the 911, you call, or the moment anybody calls, within minutes, I would say hardly 1 or 2 minutes, the cops arrive there. So the cops arrive, and my auntie tells me that many times he said, "No, you just check. I hope you're all right. You feel your body. I hope, because right now, But all 4 of them were perfectly fine, and the car was. The procedure is then that they have a company AAA, they call them, that comes and drags away, and this was taken straight to dump, salvage depot, because they cannot be repaired any further. So this car was all totally written out, and the balance of the thing is the insurance company to play their this thing. So until this is what it is.
Uncle, this is like, I'm getting goosebumps just hearing you talk about it. So I can imagine what the people who were in the car must have experienced. And you being in India, the distance, of course, not being there with the family does make, it does affect. I'll continue the reading with your permission, Uncle.
Ji.
The car was irreparable and was towed away to salvage from there itself. In the evening, I went a little early to see Maharaj. Maharaj just came back from a walk. We saw him coming inside from the front door. He came and sat down on the sideboard, which used to be there in the main hall near the kitchen. It was September of 2014. It had rained outside, and the soil was still wet. I recollect having seen Guruji's shoes. He was wearing Nike shoes. They were clean and untouched. He was wearing a Burberry t-shirt and a beige color trouser. So the first thing I did was to get up and tell him about the accident that had happened. And I got up and tried to tell Guruji about the accident. He told me to sit down and said, "Mainu pata hai," meaning he knew it all. My God, this is like God sitting with us. It's so unbelievable and so humble. Guruji takes away 90% of our troubles, and only that 10% you have to face yourself because of your karmas. Guruji is the protector of the universe. He gives life, he extends life, and takes away miseries from the people who have faith and trust in him. Uncle, this is so true. Could you elaborate on that 90% and 10%?
Yeah.
I've heard that Guruji, heals and he takes away the karmas, and he's there. He does it.
You see, the same question came to my mind, that we have been going for that time almost 6 years to Guruji very regularly. We were getting his blessings. Then why did this accident take place? But after pondering over the whole thing, you see what our karmas, bad karmas, what we do in this life or the previous life, they have to be accounted for. You cannot, do wrongs and someday you just go and pray to Guruji and things will be all right. No, like how we mistreat sometime animals, or we are so cruel with. So basically, whatever our bad karmas are there, they have to be paid for. But if we are in Guruji's Sharan, those bad karmas of this birth or the early birth of ignorance or whatever, 90% is taken away, and 10% in the form of this car was totally written off. So there was a loss of a couple of $10,000, $15,000, $20,000, so which is immaterial, as my daughter-in-law explained to me later, that the car door had actually broken down, and that one of the sheet was pointing towards her leg, and she said it was just millimeter away. Now you just can imagine that if something had happened there, then it would have been terrible. Now, this is what it means is that 90% Guruji takes away when you take his Sharan, and 10% he, for the reason known to him, why not 100%? 10% maybe to remind you that you be good, in future, or to, punish you for your very mildly, whether punishment is given leniently. This is what I could feel. Jai Guruji.
Shukrana Guruji. Shukrana Guruji. I'll continue the reading. When the universe was created, Lord Shiva gave the responsibility of giving life and death to Kal. Therefore, Kal decides our journey on earth. However, Shiv Puran says that life can be extended to intellect. If we analyze what is intellect, we find that intellect is the teaching of Guruji, which is to do good, think good, show gratitude for everything. One of the devotee who was with Maharaj during a function in Clare Farms heard Guruji telling 7 people out of 10 who bowed to him to read the Shiv Puran. Shiv Puran shows glimpses of Guruji in many places. Guruji did not extend the life of anyone indefinitely. He extended the life of people who had been wronged or an injustice had been done to them, and the Kal was ready to take them. Guruji did not extend the life of his brother who had been hit by a cow, or his mother who was in ICU in Chandigarh PGI. But Guruji just went to visit her, and when he came out, he told his devotees that he had given her moksha. He blessed many barren women with children because he is the creator and wants everyone to be happy. You can imagine how frustrated a married couple would be to have no children after 10-15 years of marriage. This is why Guruji blessed such people to bring happiness in their life and help them have faith in the divinity, in God. He blessed women whom doctors had told there is no possibility of conceiving. Yet, by Maharaj's grace, they were able to conceive. It's so true. This I can really relate because I've just read Shiv Puran, and it really somewhere I feel that it is like Guruji talking his own story, and the whole Puran has been written in that manner. So, Uncle, can you talk about the Skal? What is the Skal?
Yeah.
And a bit about
So
explaining about
you
Shiv
must
Puran
have-
also.
This is J.L. Shastri's Shiv Puran, which is in 4 parts of that volumes. The last 4th volume, it is almost somewhere in the end. When I read, I read it fortunately only twice. And Guruji said that you have to read 5 times to really understand. So therefore, my understanding is only limited to very limited. In that, it is mentioned that Shiva gave responsibility of Marna Jina. So you see that throughout in the Shiv Puran, Guruji did not give life to anybody except for one place where you see Daksha had given shrap to his son-in-law Chandrama, and Chandrama was very badly sick. He had, I think, cold ho gaya tha or something like that, and there was andhakar in the dunya ke andar. So that is where Shivji took that his problem, and what my inference is that Shivji has a small crescent moon on his head. It is so that never there should be a darkness in the world again. Now, only one place you see that what it explains that he took the kashta on himself. Even if you remember in Shiv Puran, since you have read this, that once I think it was Arnasur who had imprisoned 6-7 inko like Chand and all these people. And because his mother had died and he wanted her to be revived, he used to love his mother a lot. So then finally, it is Shiva's son who went to him, to Arnasur, and then Arnasur told him that, look, you also love your mother Parvati so much, so you go. And so he came back, and then Shiva explained that he cannot do this, and she was not revived. Point I'm making with this is that it is the Kal, and the Shiv Puran says, you could underline this, that it is through intellect only. Now, intellect means what? Intellect means basically if somebody does good karma, everything is good, he follows rules of living, and with proper. So therefore, only in that case it can be adjusted. That's what my understanding is of that particular line, which is mentioned in the Shiv Puran Volume 4. Auntie.
Really?
Now, another, as I read, I said that in clear form, I was also present there. This is General Kapoor, and who mentioned in his satsangs also that he heard very closely that Guruji said, read Shiv Puran. And as far as the children are concerned, you will agree with this, that we are all the creation of his happiness, of the Creator. And the Creator is Shivji Maharaj. So that is how he used to bless, without any this thing, immediately used to bless them, and only bless those people who could come to him, because he used to call them. That is also, we have understood that nobody can go to him on his own will. It is Guruji's will that the people could come to him, and then he blesses them. Auntie.
That's right. It's so true, Uncle. What you're saying is, but we're here, intellect nowadays is a very different meaning when we talk about intellect. It depends upon how many degrees you have and what is the knowledge that you hold. Whereas Guruji is talking about something being kind and being good to people. And of course, the biggest thing that is the Shukrana. So, if everybody really understands and follows what he has said, life will become 100% so much easier. I continue the reading with your permission, Uncle. Guruji blessed those who were deserving with children. If he felt they should have their own child, only if he felt that they should have their own child. Some argued with Guruji, insisting being blessed with a boy. Maharaj explained that while he would grant their request, the child might not survive beyond a certain age, which would bring greater sorrow and unhappiness. In some cases, this indeed happened. He also warned that if he blessed them against the divine will, the child might not be born healthy and normal. Yes, uncle, we know हम लोग क्या क्या मांग लेते हैं, हमको जिद पे अटक जाते हैं, और ये तो इंडिया में एक खासियत है ना, बेटा चाहिए. It is somewhere like here I feel that our thought is that beta to ek beta hona chahiye, and for that Guruji has written so beautifully. If you can explain that sometimes blessings and asking is not right, we should leave it in divine's hand. It's so beautiful. Anji, at Bade Mandir you see very healthy plants which are lush green. The Mali looking after the garden once told me that an uncle had approached Guruji in the mandir and told him that the lemon tree in his house was over 11 years old but did not bear any fruit. Guruji told him to bring that plant to the mandir. Mali put that plant in the ground at a place directed by Guruji. Within the first year, the tree was laden with lemons. What a blessed land.
Yeah. Auntie, this actually, I had once gone, and I took special permission to do seva. Those days they were not allowing elderly people to do that, but somehow I could speak to Gaurav uncle, and went inside. So there were not very many people, and Mali Bhaiya was there. So he took me around and showed me, and I said, they're very healthy. And then he mentioned to me about this lemon tree and pointed out the place where it was. Now, of course, that plant has been removed, and I believe what he said, that the initial kitchen part, which was as you come out from the Bade Mandir, from Guruji's darshan, and go before to the area where you have langar, just before that, they used to be earlier, they used to serve Jal Prasad there. So it was somewhere there, it was uprooted. And other day when I was telling about this lemon tree, I think one uncle mentioned to me that Guruji used to really love, that nimbu pani made out of this particular tree. So
Amazing.
undoubtedly,
It's a blessed place. There are some people who are atheists and they don't believe in God. Some consider Guruji to be like any other Baba. Some believe that what cannot be seen is God, but what can be seen cannot be God. And Guruji could be seen as a human being. With so many fake Babas in our country, many did not believe that Guruji is in fact Shiv.
Yeah, I like to explain this particular, what I meant by saying this was, you see, our fixation is that Shivji looks like a particular, we have so many, like you, if you have seen Har Mahadev, Devo Ke Dev Mahadev, so there is an actor, Raina, who TV actor who becomes like a Shiv, and almost 900 episodes you see. So you get so much brainwashed that this is what is the picture of Guruji, of Shivji Maharaj. Or you see in the posters on Murti and all that, which is a kalpnik, everything is kalpnik. And here is a Shiva, who has told so many people that Shiv is standing in front of you. We are here in Seattle, and just now, about an hour back, we were with Usha Aunty, whom Guruji's sent her to Bade Mandir and told her to go visit in the morning. And in the Bal Shiv, she narrates every time, half Guruji, half Shivji Maharaj. So therefore, I want to say is that this is Shiva. This is Shivji Maharaj. It is not Baba. And he came, I will explain subsequently when you come to the next paragraph about Ramakrishna Paramhans, Aunty. Hello.
Sorry. Once Swami Ramakrishna Paramahans was asked about the existence of God. His response was that the infinite nature of God means that we cannot even say that all we hear or see, but it is an object or a person is a part of God. Infinity is one. How can it have parts? It cannot be divided. He elaborated. God may be infinite or even greater than infinite, but by his omnipotent will, he can manifest his essence through human form and incarnate himself among us. Indeed, he doesn't incarnate himself as a human being. How he incarnates, we cannot explain in words. One must feel it and realize it. To give mankind the essence of his divine love and bhakti, the Lord incarnates from time to time in human form. Uncle, can you please?
This is what Swami Ramakrishna Paramahans mentioned. And if you see that Guruji told many people to read that book,
Autobiography of a Yogi.
Autobiography of a yogi.
Yes.
Now, the essence of this is that the God is beyond all limits, beyond like a mind, senses, or words. God has forms like Guruji himself, Krishna, Ram, he is form as well as he is formless also. Now I'll just tell you that how is this form as well as formless. Human mind is finite, but God is infinite. You know, our human mind is just small. It's a finite. It's this much size. Now he further says, God can be felt. We can feel God through love, devotion, surrender, and spiritual experience. He gave an example, an analogy of a salt doll, a doll made of salt. He says, trying to measure the depth of ocean, as soon as it entered the ocean, it melted. Meaning, when we close to the God, the ego disappears and we realize we are one with infinite. Further, he says to give mankind the essence of his divine love and bhakti. The Lord incarnates in human form. So this is how Guruji many times to some sangat, which is now in your satsangs, you must have heard, Guruji said that मैं ते light है, I have come from light, I'll go into light. Those who have felt, I've touched his feet many times, but I was not that fortunate to uh, say that, but those who have felt, have seen or touched him more, they said his body was just like a child's body. It was so soft. And many other revelations are there. So what I'm basically trying to get on to here is that actually Lord Shiva did descend to the earth for some time, which maybe 52, 53, 54 years, which you look at is a very small period of time for divinity. When you look at bhakti done by, for example, Raman, or for example, any other, for 1,000 years bhakti they used to do. So for a small time they came, God came in the form of Guruji. He blessed people. He re-established. Now today you see this satsang, we're just coming back from somebody's house. There was a beautiful satsang done there. And so many satsang take place all over the world. This multilingual platform is being heard in many countries at the same time. So this is what is that to us to believe that we do good, we follow Guruji's, whatever he said, that will be taken up in the next session. Guruji's ke jo vachan hai, you follow that vachan and you find that what just a little while ago we were talking about intellect gets manifested. Aunty.
Thank you, Uncle. Guruji's harmonious side, humorous side was unparalleled. Guruji explained LLB as Lado Lado Bhai, Lado Lado Bhai. MSc was a mother of 6 children. IAS was I am sorry or I am sleeping. BDS was Bati Dandanda Sarvanash. What does that mean, Uncle?
Actually, I first went to Guruji in 98 and I in Empire State. And there were not very many people. And I touched his feet and he asked me, Kithu aaya? And I said, I used to live that time in Noida. So I said, Guruji, Noida. So he said, no idea. So it looked amusing to me. Like what I'm trying to say is no idea, but if you analyze this, it may be that you don't have any idea where you have landed.
So true.
Maybe that's the interpretation of that which I feel today. But that time we just laughed it out and just took it as a joke. But we heard many things like Lado Lado Bhai, like
Lado,
to
lado.
some डॉक्टर की कर दियो ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਕਹਾ ਜੀ ਮੈਂ ਡਾਕਟਰ ਹਾਂ BTS ਹਾਂ ਤੇ then he will say ਬੱਤੀ ਦੰਦਾ ਸਰਵਨਾਸ਼ or IS we had one Uncle Lamba gone to Guruji's feet now I think last year he was an IS officer and he went and first time somebody had taken him so in the corner at the back he had come from a club after one or two drinks. So he was sitting there and he obviously fell asleep there. And when he finally went to take permission of Guruji, he says, Acha, I am sleeping, Aage. He was an IS. I'm sleeping, Aage. So, nobody told that he's an IS officer. Or he will call that, I'm sorry, in implying that they normally don't do any work. I mean, sorry, they are jada. So like that, his humor lightening up the area. And this was perhaps this is the way that he did not want you to know who he is by these kind of things that you felt that he is just like one of us. Baba, like in spite of the fact that you see so many miracles, I mean, which we saw during, and people in those 8-9 years that Guruji permitted us to go to him, so many satsang we heard, and they told that this is what Guruji said, कि तेरा लड़के का cancer कल्याण kita, and the chap said he went and there's just no cancer. A dreaded cancer, who he had, Jathera, Mr. Jathera, and you must have heard in satsang that he was a advisor to the government of India, so he had taken him all around everywhere, where it was, he was Bombay himself, and this thing is gone. In spite of things, so because of this, like first time I saw Guruji जब लड्डू बांटते थे, तो जो चूरा बढ़ जाता था वो चूरा हाथ में रख के जैसे हम लोग खाते हैं ऐसे मुंह में फेंक के खाते, what we saw. So this is what he confused us, and it is only to very few in the end he revealed that to see Shiv de samne khade, and his actions were like that. We are fortunate here, we in Seattle, we live here, and our Sangat is MP uncle and Ushanti, very regularly, as I said, we are just coming back from there. They tell us so many things that, and the Guruji, that it is not that Baba who's done that, it is Shivji Maharaj himself. Aunty.
Beautiful, beautiful, uncle. I continue. Wife was described as worries invited forever. Husband as horse under the severe burden of distress, and many more of such funny explanations. How beautiful. Peacocks and butterflies were also considered blessed by Guruji. Guruji would say that he had been to someone's house in America and could describe the layout of the house without even having visited it ever. Guruji would change the name of some person or people for reasons only known by him. But he did reveal at some point that the particular name was not correct for that person. Otherwise, he would have met with disaster. Uncle, can you please
I'll
elaborate on this?
Yeah. I like to, this is my personal belief that peacock and butterflies, these are such beautiful creation of God. You have peacocks with so many beautiful colors, and similarly butterflies. Here there is a park it's called Butterfly Park. You can visit there, and there are millions or thousands or hundreds of thousands of butterflies there of various types. We'll be amazed to see their colors and their sizes and things like that. Maybe that they were very blessed by God, by Shiva himself. So that is what could be one my personal belief. And for example, there is satsang. I'm just doing it. That is MP uncles who Guruji said, he asked Guruji ki to see, you come to me in Singapore. He used to be in Singapore that time. Guruji said, Amange. So he in fact one day asked him कि आपका passport बना है तो गुरुजी smiled. He said मैंने passport की कोई लोड नहीं है क्या. And he forgot about that. And after about some time, when he was going in Singapore somewhere, getting into his car, he got huge fragrance in his car. And then he knew that Guruji had visited him, you know. So similarly, people could describe the layout of the house of so many people, the factories, without visiting them. About changing the name, there are so many satsangs you must have heard that basically Guruji said that that particular name would have been fatal, and there would have been disaster. So he changed the name, and that is how he extended the life of that particular person. Auntie, this is what it is. So I think this is the last chapter of my book. As I initially mentioned, this book was only written for those who did not, were there in Guruji's time, and or those who were sitting on fence, ki Guruji hai ya kaun hai, like that. So all his things, during pandemic time, I read this book, Life of Divinity, and kept on making notes. Somehow small, like each person, what he said, I just wrote that. And in the book, I have not mentioned any name. So I kept on jotting that down. And one day it came to my mind that why not I compile all this, because this will be remembered for very long. This is what Guruji is, those who are going now to Bade Mandir. And so that was the basic aim behind writing these all. Every point that I have written is authentic. Like I said, Guruji could control moon, so there is a satsang of that. Guruji could contain sun, there is a satsang of that. Guruji brought rain, stopped rain, there is a satsang of that. There is nothing which has been just out of that. So the people are living today, they're existing, their experiences in very condensed form, I have tried to put across, Auntie. Ji, Auntie. Auntie, I think there has been a disconnect from Auntie. Hello.
Yes, Uncle.
Ji, sorry, there was a small disconnect.
Yes, there was, but it is so beautiful. I think I'm honored to be in this presence, in this platform, to hear you and read your book. And I feel, I'm really touched. Roam हिल गया है आपकी बातें सुन के. सच्ची लगता है Guruji is present here at this platform, listening and being with us. If अगर आप और संगत जी मुझे थोड़ी सी आज्ञा दें, मैं अपना कार एक्सीडेंट सुनाती हूँ आपको. जैसे आप कह रहे थे, वो रेड लाइट थी. हम भी गुरुजी के सत्संग अटेंड करने जा रहे थे, और रेड लाइट पे यूजुअली वन स्टॉप, सो आई स्टॉप्ड. I followed the rules. I stopped. And a car came from behind and hit so badly with such a big impact that we moved ahead, and the divider was right next. Means if we hit the divider, the car would have tumbled and gone over it, and survival chances were zero. बट गुरुजी का इतना इतना लख लख शुक्राना है कि हमें कुछ नहीं हुआ. वी गॉट, आई एक्चुअली, माय फ्रेंड वाज सिटिंग देयर एंड शी इज अ कैंसर पेशेंट. फॉर मी, माय कंसर्न वाज दैट आई होप शी इज फाइन, शी इज ओके. सो फर्स्ट टू चेक विद हर. And I walked out of the car and I was checking with the driver who hit the car whether he was okay. So the Guruji changes your thought process. That, you know, instead, okay, the gadi got damaged, that's something that happened, but human life means हम अपने आप का सोच रहे हैं कि हमें कुछ नहीं हुआ, पर जिसने गाड़ी मारी है उसमें भी तो लोग बैठे हैं, उनको तो नहीं कुछ हुआ. They were also fine, but it is so surprising that the people around were just wondering that, you know, with that impact, the car could have gone over the divider, and then what could have happened? But we had Guruji's Sarup in the car. So nothing like this could ever, never, ever happen. So this is, I have been through it. For me, it was a lifesaver that Guruji gave me another life, saying, Hunte Sudarja, Hunte Nive Hoke Chal. So it was for me a learning, that Guruji coming and telling me that I'm always with you. And he saved my daughter's life. She was coming back from a function and an Innova came and hit her straight from the front. Means head on came in. There was no red light, nothing. He was driving the wrong way. He was drunk and driving. And she had worn Guruji's locket just one day before. Somebody gave me Guruji's locket and I asked her to wear it. And the next night this happened. And that girl was not a scratch. People who were there were surprised. They were really surprised. Her friends who were with her, a car in front and a car back. So ye kaise ho sakta hai? It is nothing but, you know, it is Guruji. We cannot undoubtedly say that, you know, he doesn't just protect us, he protects our entire family, no matter where we are. As he used to say कि मतलब एक जना उनके दरबार में आ जाए तो पूरा परिवार की वो गुरुजी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी लेते. ये तो मैं देख चुकी हूँ. I feel I'm so blessed with his presence and I'm so blessed with the Sangat. For me, it is my family. It is my Guru Parivar. And I can only do Shukrana to you, Uncle. अगर मुझसे कोई भूल चूक हो गई हो मुझे माफ कर देना. गुरुजी प्लीज माफ कर देना. लख लख शुक्राना. And
everything, you know, it is his blessings. There is no coincidence. There are examples, practical examples. There is no coincidence that happened. It is not that your car did not tumble over because of some reason. It is somebody who has protected,
yes,
or your daughter. It is no coincidence. It is his grace, which we should accept that. It is his grace that we are living. Everything happens by his will. Auntie.
Thank you,
very
Uncle.
much, Auntie.
Thank you
Jai
so
Guruji,
much,
Auntie.
Multilingual
Thank you.
team. Thank you so much, Guruji.
Thank
Thank
you
you
very
for
much.
having me here. I'm blessed.
Thank you very much.
I'm blessed today.
Thank you. Thank you, Auntie. Thank you, Auntie.
Multilingual.
Your Auntie, you're muted. Auntie, you're muted. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Uncle. Thank you, Auntie, Namrata Auntie, for the beautiful session. And Guru Maharaj, really, Uncle, you have penned down all the beautiful thoughts, which are actually the facts about Guruji in this beautiful book, Reminiscing Guruji. Thank you so much on behalf of Multilingual Sevadar team, Vasan Uncle and all of us. Thank you, Uncle. Thank you, Auntie, for the beautiful session.
Thank
Very
you.
well elucidated, Uncle, to the point. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We are indeed full of gratitude and reverence for you, Uncle. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Auntie. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Jai
Jai
Guruji.
Guruji Maharaj.